What's going on? This is My Life in the Show. I'm your host, Donald Washington. I'm going to bring you guys some statistics on where we stand as far as with employment, unemployment, um, business-wise, how many businesses we own. Because one thing that I hate to see is I see documentary after documentary after documentary, video about the problem. I watch a few YouTubers on here, and all they talk about is, oh, the problem, and look at what they're doing to us. We know what they're going to do. We know what they're going to continue to do. The question is, what are we going to do? A partner of mine asked me, hey, bro, let's go to Vegas, 4th of July weekend. I'm already adding that up. It's at least $1,000 for 3 days of drinking and nothing to show for it. No, I'm still punching somebody else's clock. I don't have the money to go. Until we as a people can afford, we vacation and kick it and party and club. We give him billions. Sad part about us is then we turn around and we cry and complain about our situation. This is My Life in the Shop. So now I'm gonna bring you guys stats. I'm gonna show you guys a few stats. Check this out on where we stand and why we are losing. This is black business ownership. This is black business ownership. As you see, white businesses created 55.9 million jobs, which is enough to employ 44% of them. Annual revenue of 12.9 trillion. 12.9 trillion. They could have given every working age white American a check for $102,000 a year. They could take care of themselves. Their millionaires and billionaires are buying businesses. Our millionaires and billionaires are buying Bentleys. I say that again. Their millionaires and billionaires are buying businesses. Ours, Bentleys. That's why everybody in the world look at us as a joke. You see our millionaires and billionaires, and we still trying to impress the entire world. And then we jump on social media and we cry and complain. We need, people will swear about welfare. I made a video saying we don't need welfare. We just gave Black Panther $1 billion in 3 weeks. We gave Mercedes billions. Hennessy billions, they had Jordan's billions, and not 10 cents came back to the community. Not 10 cents came. Every dime of theirs come back to their community. Here it is. We going on vacation. We in Miami. Everybody I know, I turn on Facebook, and everybody I know is in Miami. They spending $2,000 and don't own a business. Got to come back, got to take a day off from your job and punch somebody else's clock. Until we can own our own houses. If you are renting, you cannot afford a vacation in Miami. Sit at home, establish your credit, and buy your home. You will save at least $300 a month. At least $300 a month. However, okay, now let's take a look at Asian-owned businesses. Here's people that just got to the country. Not just got here, but they ain't been here that long. Asian-owned businesses created 3.8 million jobs, which is enough to employ 33% of the working Asian population. And with the annual revenue of $793.5 billion, they could give every working age Asian American a check for $67,000. That's why they are winning. That's why they don't have to shoot and kill each other and sell drugs. That's why they don't have to rob each other. That's why. Hispanic-owned businesses, they created 2.5 million jobs, which is enough to employ 8%. So now you see Hispanics and blacks, we are both losing. But at least the Hispanics are doing way better than us, double us. They can employ 8% of the working age Hispanics, 8% of them with the annual revenue of 473.6 billion. They could give every worker Hispanic American a check for 14,000. That ain't enough to do anything with. So they are losing just as much as we are. Black-owned businesses. My people. Black-owned businesses created 1 million jobs, which is enough to employ only 4%, and we represent the last percent of the country. Get this. We only represent 13% of the country. That's enough to, we can only employ 4% of us. That's why we got to rob each other. That's why we got to kill each other. That's why we got to beg. That's why we get treated like dirt. Because we can't even create our own jobs. And we will swear, we will put our right hand on the Bible and swear we need welfare. When you could create your own job. Look at everybody else that's creating their own jobs. With the annual revenue of 187.6 billion every year, and I told you what we spend. We spend 1.3 trillion. We don't even make but 180. We spend $1.3 trillion. That's not even enough of what we make. Black-owned business only created $187 billion. And we spend 1.3 trillion. We can only give every one of us $7,000. That's why we are losing in every stat. That's why we are still renting. This is why our children have to go out and kill and rob each other's houses. This is why this is why everybody looks at us like a joke. This is why. Bring you guys to what we own. We are still renting. This is something we must get out of. We must get out of renting. If we gotta move in with our parents, and save up. If you are renting, you cannot afford that Vegas vacation. You cannot afford that Miami vacation, that Atlanta strip club vacation. Stay at home, stack your money, pay your bills. All right, now housing, owner-occupied units. Only 42% of us own something. Everyone else, 63.9%. 64% of them own. We at only 42%. We're 20% below everyone. The amount of renters is 57%. Everybody else only 36%. I'm gonna come back, bring you guys other stats. This is another. This is where the top 10 and the lowest. All right, so states with high black ownership. Check it out. Mississippi is winning. Mississippi is old school. Mississippi is winning. 55% are owning houses. South Carolina right behind them. Alabama, however, in those states we only represent 2-3% of the red states of the damn population. However, let's go. Alabama 52%. Delaware 52%. Maryland. Let's see, Florida. So the bottom. Minnesota has the worst, with only 24.3% of us owning houses. Arizona is one that's doing bad. Washington, these all only 31% own. 24% own. So, why are we going to the club spending $50 to get in the club? Why are you spending $200 to pop bottles and impress the ladies and to look cool when everybody else is buying businesses? We the only ones buying Bentleys. This is poverty rate. Let's check this out. Percentage of families in poverty. Blacks 22.9. Everyone else 11. Children under 18, 32%. Everyone else 18. Married couples 8.2. So our married couples are doing very well. That's something we have to start doing. Poverty in America. I could go all day with our statistics. We losing Just understand we losing in every aspect. I could go all day with the stats. I could pull them out. We all renting. None of us own businesses. I could go to the site. I could pull up the businesses. But you guys already know we only own 1% of businesses. We losing. I could pull up stats all night. It ain't going to make a difference. You guys get it. We losing. Let's get to the solutions. Let's get to the solutions. So much. I watch YouTuber after YouTuber after news after documentary. Oh, they're doing this to us. They're doing this to us. They're doing that to us. But they're not making us go on vacation in Miami. They're not making us rent. In fact, what we need to do, the solutions is what we need to do solution-wise. They're not making us buy iPhones and spend all our money on businesses. As soon as we get a little bit of paper, as soon as our so-called middle class makes $70,000, $80,000, what do? We run out, buy an expensive car and an expensive house. Now we flat broke. We don't have 2 cents to rub together to own a business. Now the rest of our family are still in poverty. We can't loan them a dime. We can't loan them a dime. First thing we do is run out and spend all our money on a huge house that we can't afford. $100,000 car we can't afford. And we can't start a business because we can't afford a business. What we have to start doing is living below. However, why don't we know this? None of us know this. One of the biggest problems is 80 to 95% of us never had a father or a 2-parent household or someone to teach us this as a child. It must be embedded in our children to save your money. Do not spend it. Do not spend your money. Save it. Live below your means. That means if you make $100,000, the only house you can afford is $50,000, $55,000. You can't run out, make $100,000 and go spend $100,000. If you make about $100,000 household income, you need to be looking at houses at 60, 65. Make maybe a townhouse 60, 65. The rest of that money is saved. We need to start living with family even if we have a job for 3-4 years. But we can't do that. We want to run out. And see, one of the biggest reasons is because we never had it. All of us grew up very poor. And then by the time we do get it, it's like, yo, you know, man, because we've been wanting to have a nice car for our entire lives. And then finally when we get that good job, what do? We've been waiting on a nice house our entire lives. And the first thing we do is go buy a house. So I understand it, but we must restructure our minds. Stop going to the club that costs $20 to get in. My partners still do that. $20, drive an hour downtown, drive downtown Chicago, drive west side, spend $20, $30 to get in, $30 for parking, and $100 in the club on drinks. And at the end of the day, not a pot to piss in, no window to throw it out of. Then we gotta go big and deal with this, that, and the other at our jobs because we don't have our own jobs. We don't invest in our own jobs. Then our communities look like dirt, falling apart. We don't have the money to fix it. Our millionaires, our billionaires are for self. They out buying Bentleys and throwing money in the air, getting robbed for $183,000 worth of jewelry. That's us. We buying houses in Malibu and California, houses we can't afford. Slavery did a number on us. Oh my God. Slavery did us a number. Even if we got reparations, it won't do us a bit of good. Not even 1%. Not even a little bit. Reparations will give them so much money. We'll take that money, and 97% of us will be flat broke within months. Let's say if you gave every one of us $1 million, I guarantee you, every one of us will be flat broke in 2 months. Literally. And I'm pushing 2 months, maybe a month. Because all of a sudden, we'll be popping up in big $500,000 houses. You just got $1 million. Why are you buying a $750,000, $500,000 house? You just spent 50 to 75% of your money in one day. So I'm pushing two months, but most probably be 1 month flat broke. That's us. We ain't figured it out yet. We have to start back at square one. Save every dime. Invest it. First thing we must do is start owning our houses. Own the houses in your community. Start back buying houses. If you're renting, go back home. Start to live with someone if you can. If you are renting and can't go back and live with someone, then you can't afford that trip to Miami, that trip to Vegas, that iPhone that you worship so much. Go to a flip. Go to taking your lunch to work. So start back at square one. Get your credit straight. Save up a little bit of money. Buy your home. We must make better decisions business-wise. Money is power. Without money, we have no power, no say-so. I'm tired of us crying and complaining. Ooh, look what they did to us. Ooh, look at this, look at this, look at this. Okay, we see this. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? You going to still shop at the Chinese food store? It's going to rob you for millions out your community? You still going to run to their community to go spend all your money? What sense does that make? Why are you crying? If you're not going to do nothing about it, sit back, take your ass whooping like a man, and shut up about it. If you still want to shop at the Chinese food store, you still want to shop in their community, just shut up and take your ass whooping quietly. Toughen up. If not, do something about it. Help somebody do something about it. Tell everyone, hey, instead of going way over there, why don't we shop at this business that live in our community? That hire from our community, that puts back in the community, that lives in the community, shops in the community. No, but we ain't gonna do that either. We so behind. We at least, somebody said, but it's gonna take us 200 years to catch up. The sad part about it is we can literally change our situation overnight. Overnight, we ran out and gave Black Panther almost $1 billion in 3 days, opening weekend. I forget what it was, 500 million, some bananas, some crazy stat. And then people would still jump in my comments and say, yeah, we need welfare. We need welfare. Do we? Do we need welfare? Let me tell you what my grandparents did. My two grandparents, Papa Phelps and Mama Dolly, when they got married, the village in Mississippi, they built them a house. Everybody in the village built them a house. Built it. This was the unity. See, what we're doing is we're moving out of our homes. We're moving away from our communities that we grew up in. Everybody that grew up in the neighborhood, they all moved away. So now we don't know none of our neighbors, none of them. So we can't discipline those kids. We can't look out for each other. We can't share our food together. I talk to Nigerians every day. In my documentary, I interviewed Nigerians. What they say is that they stay in the community. I asked them, what do you do without welfare? Do you roll over and die? Because everybody here thinks everybody's just going to roll over and die. Like we're not even humans. Like we're not even capable of getting up off our asses and doing for ourselves. People really think that we can't survive. People think that we literally are going to die. And I'm like, how? How? Our poor are overweight. How are they? You know what I'm saying? We live in the richest country on the planet. But ask somebody outside the country. I want all of you, and I'm going to challenge every one of you to ask people from different countries. Excuse me, what do you guys do without welfare? Even go as further as I even asked them this. What do you guys do without child support and without welfare? They're going to first laugh at you because that's bananas. That's the dumbest damn question they have ever heard. That's like, what if the door is closed? Do you walk into the wall or do you open the door? That's the equivalent to that question. They're going to laugh at you. What do we do without welfare? That's the dumbest damn question. They laugh at me. And they tell me, look, we got to make just decisions. That's been something that's been hindering us. If you look at the stats, I also challenge you guys this. Look at the stats on where we were going after slavery to 1965. Look at the stats. We were going straight up. In fact, where is that stat? I did a show on that about 2 weeks ago. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yep. I did a show on that about 2 weeks ago. And what was that guy's name? We were going straight up. Well, anyway, thriving. We was thriving more than they was. More than any other minorities, even everybody in the country. We were the most rising population. Welfare, we were literally lying up and literally lying down. That's the stats. So my thing is this: let's stop the clubbing. If you go to any club in America, black people are packed outside the door, rather than spend $100 each to club it. We spend all of our time smoking weed, drinking, and clubbing. That's why we can't rub 2 pennies together to open up a business. It is a matter of life and death because our children are literally killing each other. Every black community that's thriving has no crime. Every black community that has a lot of poverty has high crime. It's simple. We need to stay out the Bahamas, the Caribbeans, the Vegas strip clubs, and the Atlanta strip clubs and Miami. Stay home. Stack your money. Get your paper right. First thing we need to start doing is owning our own properties we live in. Live below your means. If you can afford a house that's cheaper, buy a cheaper house. Buy a townhouse. If you want more room and cheaper prices, buy a townhouse. It's more room. It's less money. Buy your little townhouse. Buy something that you can stack your money. And then buy another one. Buy rental properties. Buy the properties in your community. Rent them out. It's cheaper. You spending less, $300 less a month. If you and here in Chicago, if you get a 2-bedroom apartment, it's like $950, $1,000. At the least, $950, $1,000. If you buy a home at $50,000, a townhouse $55,000, you may pay $650. You saving a good $400 a month. Come on, man. We must think better and bigger. We want to live for today. We don't give a rat's about tomorrow. We can care less about tomorrow. But until you turn on the internet and wonder why everybody treating us like absolute dirt, wonder why they not hiring us, wonder why they look at us and laugh at us, and we generally confused. I watch status after status after status about people generally confused and they ain't figured it out. Anyway, I want you to like, comment, let me know what you think about this video. Peace.